Let me turn to Matthew Lee in New York. Matthew, good to see you.
I wanted to ask you, I guess it's related to the G20, but the under that G20 program, where do things stand with Ethiopia? I know that they made a request, but there's also the Tigray conflict and other issues. Same thing on Chad and the status with Glencore. Sorry if there's an echo, I wasn't aware. And finally, Zambia, I saw that the managing director said that it's moving fast. How fast is it moving, and what are the issues? Thanks a lot.
Hey, thank you, Matthew, and there's no echo for us. You're coming through loud and clear there from New York. Let me just take these questions, important questions on Africa and the common framework in these countries, particularly the common framework. On maybe just go this way on Zambia, Matthew. What I can tell you is discussions on a possible program under an ECF, Extended Credit Facility with the fund, are set to begin today. And we expect these discussions to build on the progress made previously. I don't have a duration on the timing of those discussions on Zambia for you, but timely question since the discussions begin today. As you know, Matthew, but others who follow it may not, Zambia's debt is unsustainable. Therefore, the IMF would need sufficient financing assurances from creditors before a staff-level agreement on an extended credit facility could move forward. Zambia has sought comprehensive debt treatment under the G20 Common Framework, which is what you were talking about, and is in discussions with private creditors to help facilitate that. And you're quite right, as the managing director said yesterday, there is progress. She said we are not quite there, but they are very determined. So that's where we are on Zambia. On Chad, again, just backing up a little, Matthew, you know this, but others may not. Official creditors in the creditor committee for Chad, they issued a statement over the summer supporting an envisaged IMF-supported program for Chad, and they committed to negotiate debt restructuring terms accordingly. So we need a credible debt restructuring process with private creditors to unlock the official financing that Chad urgently needs. A strong commitment from private creditors on their willingness to negotiate such debt treatments consistent with the parameters of the envisaged IMF-supported program without further delay would help boost Chad's economic recovery and poverty reduction efforts. The managing director has also endorsed this call by the creditor committee for private creditors to commit to negotiate such debt treatments, again, without delay. And the international community, of course, is monitoring these developments closely. And I think we're all looking forward to concrete progress on the engagement between Chad and its private creditors in the coming days. That's where we are on Chad. So that's Zambia, Chad. You also asked about Ethiopia, Matthew. And I know Rodrigo, who's also on the call, Rodrigo Campos of Reuters, also had a question on Ethiopia, as well as Bloomberg had a question on Ethiopia from Samuel Hebre, all essentially asking about the status of talks with the IMF and what's happening. Maybe a couple of things on Ethiopia. On the common framework and debt, since we were talking about that, again, we welcome the formation of the creditor committee for Ethiopia under the G20 common framework. And the fund has been and will continue to work closely to provide needed technical support to the work of the creditor committee. On the program with the IMF, given the heightened uncertainty on the ground and its impact on the macroeconomy amid significant donor support, it's difficult to move to program discussions at this stage, but we stand ready to engage when the time is right. In fact, we'll continue to engage with the authorities on an ongoing basis to provide policy advice and technical assistance. And clearly, like everyone else, we're watching developments, the situation in Ethiopia with concern, and continue to monitor that. So that's where we are, Matthew, on Zambia, Chad, and Ethiopia.